I mean, I don't know. Maybe this is something new with Twitch. Oh my gosh.
I swear, everyone in the chat that's saying that it's live when it's not
You're
live.
lying.
There
Yeah.
we go.
They're the
live.
same motherfuckers that
It's
said that
live.
dress is white and gold. It's not
I
white
never
and gold.
even heard about that dress. Nobody told me about it. I didn't even hear about it.
I
It's
linked
just
it to you. I linked it to you last week.
yeah, but I didn't see it. I didn't
Well,
click it.
It's a blue
Dude.
and black dress, and everyone says it's white and gold.
Sick.
No. It's
Hmm?
actually depends on the person. I thought it was the biggest internet troll ever. But it's not. It's actually real. It's crazy.
It's a troll.
Dude.
Jimmy Kimmel's behind it, dude. The twerking chick. It's the same. It's the same concept.
Like
What
No, my
twerking chick? Who's Jimmy Kimmel?
Jesus. You don't remember that chick that was twerking and then caught on fire and then like.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
a
I
good one.
remember
was a good one.
that.
But this dress thing, dude, it's legit and it's ridiculous.
Man,
My
so
sister
stupid.
my sister can change the color by tilting her phone back and forth.
Dude, they've had hologram comic books since the early 90s.
It's not whatever. You gotta
Okay.
you gotta see it. I want to know what color you see because you might actually see something different than us. I
Give
think
me
it'll
the
be
link. Don't make sure it's not like, something I can't click.
Ricky,
I clicked the first link in the chat and it's Eris and a banana. That one's a good one.
You know what's fucked up, man? I never even ate a banana. They superimposed the banana and the arm. Superimposed.
So not only do you have a ridiculous GIF, you didn't even get to enjoy a banana.
I'm kidding. I ate a banana, but I got you there. Anyway, what's up,
Upset.
internet? It's
I was gonna say
Thursday.
that looked like they imposed a foot, not a hand.
A
So-
foot? I ate a banana with my foot like a monkey. That's cool. I opened it like a monkey. Anyway, all right. Enough shitty jokes over there. All right, keep it down.
Mhm.
These guys are eating food and I'm not eating nothing.
I'm done, dude.
It's
I just
Thursday. My name's Eris. You're watching ATP Live. Welcome, internet. I'm joined by Rip and Ricksta once again. What's going on, gentlemen? You guys doing okay?
Mhm.
Okay, so there's some cool stuff going on. I feel like, for me at least, it's like 'tis the season right now. I am loving every second. I booked my flight for Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm gonna be attending my very first final round, and I'm super amped up about that. I'm also really excited because they were finally able to announce that Tekken 7 will officially be playable for the first time in North America at Final Round. It's a pretty big deal. It's pretty cool because I'm not exactly sure what version we're gonna get. Do you guys have any idea on that?
No
I
clue.
would assume you're gonna get the arcade, like the. When
Soft
is the official
release
art?
or hard
No,
release?
You're gonna get
That's the
I
question.
would assume you're gonna get the hard release.
Okay,
Our
so
release is on the 18th, though, right? And we're gonna be there on the 20th.
I'm sure
So-
they already have like builds
They're
for the hard
shipping it.
release.
If they're shipping it, though,
Nah,
Right.
you know, no, what my guess is because the soft release is online only.
yeah.
So they already have some sort of build at least for the hard release. Man,
I
I'm really.
don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
who
internet.
knows?
For those of you who are feeling in the dark about this inside lingo terminology about hard and soft releases, let me just help you guys out by explaining what we're talking about. Tekken 7, as some of you may know, has been soft released. This is what we're calling it in
That's what they
Japan-
called it.
Japanese arcades. This is what everyone's calling it, soft release. So what that means is, I guess the game isn't 100% out yet. It's kind of like a mini release, kind of soft, not really that hard. But in March, they're gonna do like a full-blown hard release all over the place, you know? So,
Well,
that's...
hold on.
Oh,
There-
man.
there's a important. Wonky said he hears the final round will have the arcade training mode.
Ooh.
Does arcade so I don't even think arcade training mode exists.
It's out
for the-
yet,
Yeah,
right?
for the softies. So
So it might be the hard release version at Final Round. And I think, okay, so arcade training mode is something that has been talked about. Wonky posted about it, and it's kind of been discussed that there may be an arcade version of a training mode for Tekken 7. We know that Tekken 7 is going to be held as a world tournament at EVO. Perhaps this training mode is in part kind of implemented for these events to give people the opportunity to kind of, get their feet wet in the game. I don't know. I'm just saying, why would they have arcade training mode? I could see those stink eyes you're already cooking up there, Rip. Put those fucking ugly ass eyes away. What have you been looking at the reefer over there? Jeez. I think maybe that could be a reason. You know, they're giving people the opportunity to practice. I mean, why else would they have a practice mode at final round? What are your thoughts, boys? Since Rip is making the stink eyes over there, he's got to go last. What do you think, Ricky?
I don't even. Can you even get away with the arcade training mode at like an event like that where
I
you
don't
want
know.
to play, more you want most people to play? I guess you can only get away with it if there was only one like controller per cabinet,
Yeah,
And
that's true.
And even if are they going to have cabinets, because I heard it's going to be what you said, it's going to be a on PC or something, like the build, like they're not the dev kits.
I think I might be fucking up real bad right here, but I'm pretty sure that Markman told me that it's okay to tell everybody that it's gonna be on dev kits, and they're gonna try very, very hard to make. This is like, I'm making it sound softer, but they're gonna try and make any arcade stick or pad usable. So they're gonna have ports. So if you're a pad player, if you like to use a fucking gun con or a fucking dance pad or whatever, you can plug it in and play Tekken 7 with your favorite controller, Korean stick, whatever you want. Also, logically, this sounds way better than lugging these gigantic arcade machines over. And perhaps, at SCR, what did we have, like 2, 3 of them? I don't know.
We had 4.
Four of them, right? You can't run a tournament. You can't even have a game for show. I mean, there'll be hours of wait time in lines. So hopefully they'll have quite a few quote unquote dev kits, whatever that means. Maybe that just means fucking computers, right? iPad or some shit. Smash your face against it. Boom. Tekken 7. Who knows?
I would assume that if it has the arcade training mode, then it's going to be the hard release, and I hope if I was there, like if you guys were there, I would hope that I can get to play practice and no one else can, because I just want to play the game. So, one person hogging the machine just to play practice.
Dude, throw tomatoes at this motherfucker. Get the tomatoes out. Ricksta is playing practice mode and there's 100 people in line watching him. Get this motherfucker and make sure he doesn't make it to his car. For sure. What are your thoughts,
tight.
Rip?
I think, it makes way more sense to have dev kits. And I mean, I thought about it before, and I mean, if you're going to ship arcade cabinets, just the cost of that, and dev kits probably take up half the space of each arcade cabinet, like if you include the monitor and stuff, like maximum half the space of a cabinet. So you can ship twice as many dev kits over, and like whatever money you save on that shipping, you could throw it to the pod or whatever you want to do with it, or save it, or whatever, So dev kits just make so much more sense. Separate from that, whether I think it's going to be the harder soft release version, I think, it's going to be probably a version in the middle. So I think it's going to be, I think the hard release comes out on the 18th, final round is on the 20th. So they're going to have to ship it, right? I don't think they're going to fly over with the dev kits.
I don't know. Can't they just download it or something? I mean, how does it work?
I think that's not a smart idea. I wouldn't make your
the game that's not released just somewhere
available on the internet to be downloaded somewhere else randomly. You know what I mean? I don't think that's a good idea. So I mean, although they could try to make that safer, it's not a good idea. So I think that they'll probably ship it, and if they, I don't know how they're gonna bring that shit. But bottom line, it's probably not gonna be the latest one that comes out in the arcade, and it's probably gonna be close to it though.
Interesting. I think you're probably right, but the young schoolgirl in me really wants it to be the one that's the final version, because it is after the hard release, and for all we know, the hard release could just be the local version of the soft release with some tweaks. So the hard release could be already available. It could be here already in America, is what I'm saying. Like, for all we know, it could already be available here in America, and they're just going to let us play it at final round. Or maybe it'll arrive here in America a week before final round, is what I'm saying. It doesn't necessarily have to be after the 18th, So
you're saying the hardware is here, and they just need to download the software?
No, what I'm saying is when they say hard release, maybe they mean all over the world. They're just going to release that shit everywhere. Everyone's face, all over the place, is just going to have Tekken 7 all over it.
Gross.
Could, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't know exactly what the terminology means, but these are all possibilities, Internet.
I mean, I think when they said hard release, like right now they said it's going to be like a smaller rollout, right? And there was no offline versus. So
Mm-hmm.
as far as we're concerned right now, like based off that, hard release is just going to be everyone's going to have cabinets. Any arcade that wants one is going to have one, and it's going to have offline playability.
And
You
all
know,
the modes available, like practice
right,
mode.
right, and also like whatever number of characters they initially decide to roll out, maybe it will be more than what they started with. Maybe it won't.
Or maybe the
Uh,
first time release will poop out right there.
right, could be, and or it also could be patches to the game because Harada already said they patched that Lily backflip
Mm-hmm.
combo
We
with
should
multi
talk
floor
about
break.
that too. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I think that that's what the hard release is going to be. And so when I'm talking about whether we'll get the hard release version or not, I mean I'm sure that that software version exists. So they already shown it. The practice mode. So,
Yeah.
but that's not necessarily the final hard release version. Because they're still patching the game and stuff from the soft
Yeah.
release.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. We might not get the latest up to date patched hard release, but it's still going to be something similar to what the hard release will be like.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, it may be some version that's not complete. Yeah, and let's face it, what fucking game comes out complete anyway in this day and age? As Rip just mentioned, the game has been soft released for like a couple of weeks now, and they already found a situation where Lily can do 3 floor breaks in one combo, and this ends up taking about 100% damage. So when this came up, Harada was like, oh yeah, some floor break bullshit? Boom. Take that shit out immediately, give it the fucking guillotine, and that's the end of that. So, I mean, even if it does hard release, that doesn't mean that there's no more releasing that's going to happen after that. There could be multiple releases, several times. It's not just going to be one hard release, So, yeah, well, don't worry about that. Who cares? The point is it's going to be a final round, and it's going to have, for those of you who are really particular about your controllers, it's going to be available for you to, quote-unquote, train for EVO, in a sense, at final round. I'm super excited about that, mostly because I'm going, but even beyond that, and I was mentioning this because Rip, you're going, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we know Markman is going, right?
Right.
And he already mentioned via Twitter that he wants to do something special, like maybe an ATP live or something from final round, right? So I was thinking, like, okay, of all the people in the world that the average Tekken fan could want, English-speaking Tekken fan could want, in a location. I mean, this is like the dream team, am I right? You know how to do a bunch of shit I don't know how to do. Markman can move mountains underneath the surface, subterranean, and I'll just make it fun, and that's the end of that. I mean, that. What else could you ask for, Internet? I mean, we made this happen, and I think Final Round is going to be a really, really cool event for the Tekken scene. I think the ingredients are there. It's just a matter of waiting for this to happen. I'm really, really excited for this tournament. Okay, so for those of you who don't know when it is, when the fuck is it? March 22nd? March 20th through 22nd?
22nd. Yep.
Yeah, and it is being streamed by Spooky as well as probably a few others for the side tournaments, and it's going to be dope. Speaking of which, anyone else that we know who's going to be there that is like confirmed major players?
JDCR.
Okay, so we know JDCR from Korea.
Just Frame James.
Okay. Anyone from NorCal?
I heard Jimmy might go. Bronson's not going to go.
Okay.
I'm wondering actually if New York is coming. Because I heard Renekon and Bloodhawk are not coming.
Yeah, I did hear that too.
So I don't know if
Maybe
that
Real
is
Law.
meant to go. I was actually talking about that the other day, and I think that Real Law should go. I mean, I don't know if he's going to, but I think that if he trains, he could beat Poke Chop, and I think that would be really cool. I'm not even calling.
I mean, yeah, duh, he could beat
people might
Poke
not
Chop. It's
believe
not like
it,
Poke Chop is like some omnipotent monster of a player. He's solid,
Right.
I mean, he could beat Poke Chop. It's just that he didn't, and he probably won't because of all the shit talking. He obviously was not prepared to handle someone with a mouth like that. It doesn't even matter what's going on screen. They could have been playing checkers.
I don't think the talking got to him. I think that it was just him being really rusty and not having practiced.
Well, okay. Well, maybe it's you laws sticking together like fucking good waffles do, but law players...
I mean, the funniest thing was I brought it up before, and people was like that'll be tight. He'll go there, and then it'll be 15-0, and then it'll be 20-0. I was like, damn.
It carries over. The score
carries
does
over,
not end until you get a win. The score does not reset.
Wow.
Damn, beat him 20-0. Well, whatever. Either way, make that shit happen. It's gonna be really cool. I'm super excited about that. What else? What else is going on in the hood?
You want to talk about the combo system of Tekken 7?
Oh yeah, okay. So this is something that for ages already. At this point, we've had Tekken 6. People in Tekken 6 complained about the long combos. I remember one of maybe the third podcast I ever did for ages ago, before it was even on video. The third podcast was with Ryan Hart, and he was talking about one of the main reasons he doesn't like Tekken 6 is you get that one reward in the middle of the stage, and then it's about who takes the longest wall carry to the longest combo, take them all the way to the wall, blah, blah, blah. So even for ages, people have been complaining about long combos. Then Tekken Tag 2 comes out. Even longer combos, nightmares. Ryan Hart's rolling in his fucking grave. All he does is play Street Fighter now. The combos are so long, right? So now everyone's been complaining, and Tekken 7 is announced, right? And people at first are a little bit butthurt because of the combo system. Once again, seems quite long. There's components where you do a launch, you do a filler, you do a tailspin, which is like a new version of a bound, and then you do an ender. Well, at this point, people are discovering that the reason the initial reports of Super's mid-combo doing no damage, the reason that happened is because the combo scaling system of Tekken 7 seems to be way more extreme than it ever has been in previous Tekkens. What this ends up adding up to is, and the combo that was specifically mentioned, which I think is really important to visualize in your minds, with Paul, a down forward 2, which is a standard juggle, into a full combo does approximately the same damage as a down forward 2 into a dry death fist. That's it. Just a death fist. So think about that. You old ass motherfuckers from Tekken 3, even you Tekken 2 motherfuckers, you guys can't even complain about that combo system because you're doing essentially, you don't even need to know the combo, which is kind of very old school. But it's not like you get the damage, but you don't get everything you could get. You don't get a wall carry, you don't get the Okazemi. So this could be a way for the development team of this new game to kind of make it more inviting for some of the people who are unattracted to the long combo system. What are your thoughts on this, Rip? How do you feel about this new information?
I think it's really interesting, but I feel like it's a test with the soft release. I don't know that it's going to carry over, but odds are it will. So if it carries over just as it is currently, it's interesting. I don't really know what to make of it. I mean, at a tournament level, I also don't know what to make of it because right now the wall system and wall carry, I don't know how much that matters. I don't know how much damage that's adding onto your combos, especially with all the scaling involved, right?
Right.
And then separate to that, you mentioned that you're going to lose your Okazemi, but this game's Okazemi is already nerfed, so.
Well, wall carry and corner pressure is still there, and it's still even as dangerous as ever,
Yeah, I mean, if you really think about it, if the scaling like it currently exists, well, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, and it's definitely going to help out people who don't want to learn the combos and stuff. So that's a plus for new players.
From the look of it, it looks to me like you're kind of tentative on what is worrying you about it. You look a little bit concerned, like there could be something wrong. I see nothing bad about this. What do you see about this that is bad?
I feel like if you're going to have the long combo system in, I want it to be rewarding, and I don't see the reward necessarily if the damage is going to be the same by me doing it down for 200 death fist. If I do a long wall carry and wall combo, I want that to be worth something. As opposed to the guy who just knows how to down for 2 death fist, and I'm not really seeing that.
Why are you seeing it in that way instead of seeing it as, well, if I don't get the reward for the wall carry, I'll just do it down forward 2 death fist? Because I think that's what they're trying to get. I think that they're trying to get the people that don't want to do the long combo. Fuck that long ass, hard ass combo. Let me just do this death fist and have fun. That's who they're trying to appeal to. That's my guess.
Well, interesting. In the chat right now, Wonky said, KYSG said that the damage scaling resets at the wall and after floor and wall breaks. So to me, that's fantastic news.
Makes sense.
So then you get more damage at the wall, so you get rewarded for having your wall carry combo.
Mm-hmm.
If you know how to combo correctly after a wall or floor break, you also get rewarded. So I like it. I'm a fan.
Okay. Ricky, what are your thoughts on these decisions?
I love it. Just because it gives combo, the one thing that I think a lot of people don't like about Tekken, just from a casual view, is just like, combos do take too long, and there's no real variety. Like you kind of have to switch up your combo in any other game depending on the situation. But the starters mostly for every combo is still the same. Launch and then staple. But this one, it gives you two options. One, launch into wall carry into whatever. Or launch into Death Fist. And the one thing I like about that is, imagine if uh, there's like 1 second left on the clock and you get a down forward two.
Oh yeah.
That's right there. It's automatically, if you're so used to doing
Oh
that long
shit.
combo, you lost the game,
Well,
right?
that means
Because
that you have to alter your combo if the time's running out. Like, I better do this Death Fist to do all
Death
this
Fist,
damage
yeah.
in 1 second.
That's
exactly.
gonna make
So
comebacks with time running out much more likely too.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, there's some strategy involved in it,
Oh
and
yeah.
and to me, it doesn't really take away from the combo system or anything like that.
No, in
So
my eyes, I think it adds quite a bit. One gripe I've had with the combo system in Tekken since they introduced Bound is if the combo doesn't have Bound, it really devalues the combo. It's almost like you don't even get a real combo off that. You just get a little mini shitty combo. So in Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection, Dragunov's up forward 4 into down 4-4, down 4-4 was like, it was a real combo. But then in Tekken 6, because up forward 4 didn't yield a bound, it became such a shitty combo. It's like, you just get a down 4-1-3, whatever, right? Well, now, if the scaling is as extreme as it seems, maybe something like Dragunov's up forward 4, which does not yield a full quote-unquote combo, maybe it does do more damage relative to before. Or, it raises the damage of partial combos more. I don't know. That's one thing I've always hated about that. It really created a divide in combos. Either this combo is a full combo or it's a fucking bootleg combo. And I don't love that. Some bootleg combos are so sick. 3-hit, 2-hit, whatever, So, I don't know. I hope that this new edition kind of mixes things up. And I have to say, things like this, things like that we're slowly starting to discover about maybe the throw break system being changed and stuff. Initial reports, people were saying it's just the same exact game. But it's these really little things that they're tinkering with that could make the world of difference. I mean, strategically, the outcomes could be completely different because of the way they're altering the system in these little tweak sort of ways. So I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. I think we're gonna learn a lot more. Also, speaking of which, and we haven't discussed this yet, but those corner bound moves that we were talking about, the ones that flip you over in the corner at the wall, it turns out that you can tech roll those. And if you tech roll those, which by tech roll I mean technical get up, and if you do that, you don't take any guaranteed damage. The way it acts is kind of like in Tekken Revolution, when you get hit by an invincible move against the wall. It kind of like flips you over, kind of like lands you on your feet, but doesn't necessarily wall splat. Maybe like not quite against the wall, but a little bit far away. It gives you that kind of a recovery where you're standing on your feet and you now have an opportunity to guess what to do next. What are your thoughts on this change? I mean, this is something we could quickly graze over. Are you happy or displeased that you don't get guaranteed shit after the wall bound? What do you think, Ricky?
well, first off, I think the Tekken Revolution thing is wrong. I think if you did an invincible move at the wall, it does wall splat.
Maybe I'm thinking of it out in the open. The
Yeah,
way
in
it
the open,
flips
in
you
the
over.
open, in the open, it flips you over, but you're always standing on your feet.
Got you. Okay.
I like it just because it's kind of a mix-up now, because not every character got a good grounded hit, like some grounded hits hurt like hell.
Yeah.
And then I think about some other characters like I don't know, like well, I guess I feel like most characters that don't have a stomp probably wouldn't benefit that well from it, right? So it's one of those things where you want to get what's your biggest grounded hit move,
Right.
but now since that tech is available, then I think it feels like to me like even if they tech, they're still at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Because then they have to deal with the 50-50. So it's one of those kind of mix up things that I like
Right.
rather than the guaranteed damage into whatever. So it just basically just shortened the guaranteed combo and made it forced a mix up into another mix up. So I think it's a good idea.
You know, something that I've observed is, like, let's say whatever character it is, right? You take them to the wall, and then you do that move, that bound move that flips them over. If they attempt to do the stomp afterwards, but you teched out, then the stomp whiffs, and they have advantage on you. But if you don't do that opportunity to stomp on them, and you know, like, there is a mind game there. Are you gathering where I'm going? I kind of lost my train of thought there, but you get what I'm saying, right? There's like a tech or don't tech. If they do tech and you tried the stomp, then they're going to get advantage on you. But if you anticipated the tech roll, then you can take full advantage on them having the wall to their back and rolling in front of you. That's the way it appears to me. This is all just from what I've seen. I definitely know, though, that in some scenarios, when they try to get that, what we thought was guaranteed hit after the flip over, if they try it and they tech roll, the person's still recovering because that shit whiffed. So there must be some invincibility there when you're technicaling out of this stun.
Yeah.
Anyway, your thoughts on it, Rip?
At first I wasn't sure if it was fully like safe. Like I was wondering if it was like a back roll from the old Tekkens where, if they do it, maybe at the end of it, you can hit them and launch them or something.
Right.
I don't know. But so I mean, I don't know if we have details on that or if anyone's really tested that out thoroughly yet. But from what we've seen so far, like I know there was a situation at a wall where someone does it and somebody tries to attack and the player blocks it. So it looks like it's safe enough at least. But it is interesting. I think that, like Ricky said, like characters who have a stomp, they're gonna have this really good Oki option where it's like, well, am I just gonna do this wall combo here, or am I going to do one that has this bound? And then if you don't tech roll it, I'm gonna get a stomp as well for even more damage, right? So that's the most Okuzemi I've seen in the game so far, I think. And it's kind of like it's not like a tech catch. It's like the reverse of a tech catch, from Tekken 5.0. It's like I hope you don't tech this, so that I can get this guaranteed damage in. So it's interesting, but like we said, I don't think all characters are really going to be able to get a lot after it. So it's going to be character specific, I think.
I don't know. I mean, we didn't even explore that much because they discovered that you can tech out. Because the last thing I started seeing people doing was like strings that will hit semi-grounded after the wall bound. Like, oh, you're not going to tech out? Let me do this long-ass string. And it hits semi-grounded because you're not teching out of the flip over. So there's potential for even resets and stuff because, the damage scales. So you could do something like, I don't know, let's say just Dragunov's down 4-1-3, right? Or down 4-4 or something. Like you could wall carry him, flip him over on the ground, and then down 4-4. Both hits would then hit. Or maybe Law could do like, I don't know, forward, 4-3 or something. I don't know what's available, but
right.
There may be a lot more of a punishment for staying down than just a stomp. It could be like, if you stay down, I'm going to juggle you again, for all we know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I know that who was it? Somebody was trying something with it, and I think it was during Tekken Crash. Malgo, I think it was. I think he did Law's bound at the wall, and then he went for down back 3. And even down back 3 wasn't fast enough to even hit. So everyone's like, whoa, down back 3 is not even guaranteed after that? So it was kind of a weird thing that happened. So I don't know. We just have to test and see.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of these things I think will be answered once the game comes to final round. That's for sure. Why are these things not answered already?
Rip, you got to test one thing then. Do at the wall. What would be the flip over thing? Forward, 4-3?
Yeah, or back 2-2. I mean, generally forward, 4-3.
Jumping stomp.
Jumping stomp. It's probably gonna put me behind him and shit. It's gonna be tight.
Camera's gonna break.
Hey man, if it puts it behind you, then you got a back turn mix up.
Damn.
Who knows?
Could be. Yeah.
Damn. What if it crosses up if they tech? Jumps over their back. Who knows, man? There's so much in this system that is unexplored. It's only been released in Japan, and it's only a soft release. So we'll see what happens when the hard release happens. So
yeah, and they're already like kind of hot fixing the game too.
Yeah.
They already did it with that Lily combo.
Yeah.
Renekon said I got it wrong. He said that Malga did, according to Renekon's memory, it was forward 1+2 and then down back 3 did hit. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
If 17 frame low hits, then maybe my 17 frame 4-4-4-3 could hit. Like Eric said, yeah.
You never know. There could be a lot of things.
Wait, what the hell? But then would that situation.
Dude,
You know what
I don't
Like,
know. That's
bound
when
into bound into bound into bound. If
the
they don't
point
check
of
the
my
box,
statement
good.
is that we're not sure what is potentially possible with these new systems. We didn't even know that it wasn't guaranteed. Now that we know that it's not guaranteed, logic tells me that there must be some huge incentive to tech. Otherwise, you're going to get your butt ruined. So I'm just thinking about what these possibilities could be, for that. I don't know. Either way, the point here is that look at all of us where our juices are flowing right now. We're thinking about strats for a game that's not even fucking out. So I don't know. Obviously, we're very excited about Tekken 7, and hopefully you are as well. More information is gonna come out soon. What is it? March 20th through 22nd.
Yeah.
Anything else in regards to Tekken 7 or any of that bullshit? Sounds like no.
Well, I've been like watching some of Kurokuro streams. So if you guys don't know Kurokuro, he streams on Twitch even. I forget the channel name. It's like 69 Kurokuro 69 69 or something like that.
That guy
I don't
rocks,
know,
dude.
it's something like that. But yeah, it's probably wrong. But he streams Tekken 7 almost every day from the arcade. So if you guys are interested in watching Tekken 7 from the arcade, there is a lot of stuff to see. And like people were saying that Brian's down by 3 on block. We were talking about how on counter now it's a launcher. It's minus 15 on block now. So,
wow, get the fuck out of here.
See, so a lot of details like that are coming out, and Shaheen's, not Shaheen, sorry, Claudio's hop kick thing. It's so weird looking, man. I mean, the more I see a Claudio, the more I dislike him. Like, I feel like all of his animations were like say Lars is up forward 4, right? It's like it takes a while and it goes there, right? Imagine if you shrunk that down to the 15 frame hop kick and you turn it around. That's what Claudio's looks like. They took this big animation and they sped it up so fast that it's just like weird looking. And I feel like that's like 90% of his moveset. But
well, it looks
anyway,
like Genocide Cutter to me. It looks just like a move that's existed for a long time.
He looks weird. A lot of his animations look weird. I don't know. I'm not really liking any of the new characters except for Chloe.
You don't like Shaheen?
Something about Shaheen. I think the way he's got a couple of kicks. I think it's probably just because it's his tailspin move, which I think there's a term for it now, right? Isn't it like screw attack?
Corkscrew?
I think it's screw attack.
It's not called screw attack, is it?
I'm pretty sure Wonky posted on your website that it's called screw attack.
I'll have to look.
If you want to go with the Japanese, I think it's Kirimori.
Kirimori?
No, that's what he said that it's not that anymore.
It's not Kirimori.
Kirimori, Momi, whatever, and it's not tailspin anymore. It's in some of their documentation somewhere they called it screw attack. So maybe that's what it's called. I don't know.
If the internet doesn't name this shit soon, I'm gonna name it, and you know what that means. It's gonna be named that forever. I mean, so someone better come up with an official name for this shit, or else I'm gonna call it something stupid.
Is it Screw Attack like a TV show that was like on G4 or some shit? It sounds like.
I think it's a YouTube network. I think technically I'm under screw attack.
What? Nice.
Okay. I don't know, but I'm calling it Tailspin for the time being. Sounds
Tailspin
cool.
is a good name.
Yeah, I like it.
Way better.
Yeah, it's cool. Anyway, I haven't really watched that much myself, but I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start like the week before final round. I'm gonna really like start looking at a lot of footage. I'm gonna start like thinking about what characters I want to look at when I'm there, and stuff like that. I'm just gonna be so tight, dude. I mean, like, right? It's super sick. I'm excited.
Oh, dude, and Shaheen, I don't know if you guys saw my tweet, but he has a bunch of Lee moves. And so I was like,
what?
I mean, Lee's dead? His down forward 1, his down forward 2, his down 2.
His down forward 1,
he's
you
got
can't
a
have
slide.
Lee's down forward 1.
It's a bigger down forward 1 than Laws is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's like, okay, how many times can you do a down forward 1 with 40 different characters before they start to look the same?
Okay, so he has that. He's got the same looking down forward 2.
But the down forward 2 is a generic down forward 2.
Dude.
But it looks different than Laws does. Same
yeah,
Lee's
Laws is not generic.
Laws is not generic.
Unique.
Like Beck has the same. That's the same down forward 2 as Beck.
Also, he's got a slide.
Yeah, but
that slide's not the same at all.
He also has a down 2.
What's down 2?
A little.
Just like both of our fists just come up like, yeah, you understand.
So, if you ask me, you're really stretching this whole like Lee's dead, King dead.
Lee's dead.
I mean, like the way I looked at Claudio, I was like, oh, it looks a lot like Miguel, so Miguel's dead. And then we all know, man, we're just confirming all these dead characters on this show, huh?
And they're not in the game, so they're dead.
This is gonna be so tight when the time release comes out. It's gonna be a fucking Cinco de Mayo parade. If it's Anna, you know what's gonna happen if Anna is the first time release character? There are gonna be people just like firing their guns in the air. It's gonna be the best day of someone's life. That is so cool. I think that's really way cooler than if they showed Anna as one of 20 characters at launch. I don't know. I mean, I think it's pretty fucking cool. It's like a really good way to get a shitload of excitement mileage out of your same old whack-ass red costume that you're never gonna change, you know? Like, it's pretty good way to get a lot of excitement out of the same old shit. So
I hope that the hard release has at least like 1 or 2 new characters. I'm not new characters, you know, but characters that aren't in the soft release.
there must be one.
I just want one. I just
There
want
must
one
be
time
one.
release.
I want one. I don't want two anymore.
Yeah, I don't want two. I
At
want
this
one.
point, because in the past I've said I want them to reveal 2 at a time, but now that the game is out, it's no longer reveals. They're unlocking. So at this point, I want it to be 1 at a time because it would be just a waste. Make everybody wait and just 1 at a time.
Well, the last
in my
time they ever did time release was 5.0, and they
Yeah.
released it in 3s. So, who knows?
No bueno.
Well, wait a minute, didn't they do time release for Tekken Tag 2 on console?
Yeah, that doesn't count either.
That was whack.
But it's like they released that in groups too. It wasn't just one character. It was
Oh,
like
I
4
guess
Four at a
characters.
time. Yeah.
Revelations, or what's it called? Revolutions?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was one.
They did
Yeah.
one at a time.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just hope that that's the way they do it. It's a really good idea to milk the excitement out of each character. Okay, so it sounds like you've been watching a lot of footage, Rip.
I mean, just a couple of nights because I've been awake really late, and then
Mm-hmm.
Kuro starts streaming. But basically, the other cool thing was I saw Claudio's 2P colors, and it's kind of like a black and white instead of like this teal and reddish color.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it looked a lot better, and a lot of people in the chat at the time were like, "Yo, I think I like that one more." So
Can you pick that, or does it only come out when
know.
you are versing in a mirror match?
I would assume
Right
it's
now,
only
I mean-
versus,
yeah,
That's a dumbass idea.
unless you can like change the colors on your costume or whatever.
probably.
Which oh yeah, but I would assume that probably gets like super upgraded too in the hard release. I think the way it looks like now is like everyone's just buying like a stupid cowboy hat and a hammer or something, but they're not changing like the core. Like
I hate that. It's
I know
so
you hate
annoying.
costumes, but
Well,
it's gonna
not
happen.
that it's not that I hate costumes. I hate the way it's implemented. I think that it would be so much cooler if the costume customizations were like, okay, let me get a Yoshi account going, and these are Yoshi's costumes. So maybe I could get Tekken 3's
Yoshi.
head, and then Tekken 4's like butterfly torso. Like have all these different options for Yoshi instead of everyone has a fucking cake on their head. Everyone's got a trombone in their butt.
Well, I
Like,
mean,
get
you
outta
don't know
here.
if it's gonna be like that for Tekken 7.
I don't, but I do know that that's the way it is in Tag 2, and I despise it. So that's the main reason why I hate costumes. I mean, I would like to be able to have Yoshi as a Tekken 3 Yoshi, or, whatever. I mean, whatever characters you have, it's cool to give them, very specific, unique looks to your taste. But when everyone shares the same armor costumes and the same dumb costumes, it just really makes it so you don't even know who the fuck you're fighting against, basically. That's all it does. Like, what is this? Let me look at the name. Okay, it's fucking, is that Marduk or Jack or what? It's like, I don't know. I hate that shit, personally. So, this is an opportunity for them to perhaps refine their method of creating customizations and shit. I don't know. Anything else to add on the topic before we move on?
I mean, I just hope that they let us pick the 2P colors somehow. And also on that topic, and this is part of the reason why I think this hard release will be so different. Katarina, I saw a mirror match, and it was like the exact same outfit. It was
That's
so
no
whack.
good.
I was like, is that a 2P color? And I'm just not even noticing it? Like, is this, I don't know. But
They took a page
Who
from the Mortal Kombat book, huh? Where
Wait a
it's
minute,
like
but isn't Tekken Tag 2 that way as well? If I pick Armor King's costume where he's wearing like a stupid outfit, or Marduk where he's
Right.
wearing like if two people pick that outfit, then they look exactly the same. Am I right?
but it's Katarina's 1P outfit.
that's the default
Both
outfit.
had Katarina's 1P.
It seems like
looked
this
like
is like the developers of fighting games, and this includes Mortal Kombat. Why are they like not realizing this is a problem? Fighting games are more a spectator thing now than they have ever been. We need the spectator to know who's who in a Scorpion mirror. They're both fucking yellow, dude.
Well,
No,
Mortal
one's a
Kombat has
lighter
huge
shade of
issue with
yellow.
that, dude.
What's that? Say that again, Rip.
I said Mortal Kombat has a way bigger issue with that.
Yeah, but okay, well, at least look over to the side and realize the biggest fucking fighting game of 2015 is gonna be MK10, and realize, oh, they're fucking that up. Let's not make that mistake. You know, I don't know. It's just what logic tells me.
The problem with Mortal Kombat in that sense in general is that they use the same fucking guy for like 10 characters. So
Yeah.
if you have a yellow Scorpion facing a blue Scorpion, that's fucking Sub-Zero.
Exactly.
Really,
Mortal
you
Kombat's
know-
a problem, dude.
Well, don't make it blue, shitheads. Make
Well, what are
it-
you gonna do then?
What I mean,
Well,
every
black
color
and
is
yellow
taken.
and
You
white
could
and
think
yellow.
of give one of them a hat
That's the way Smash does
or
it.
red eyes.
The
Give
way
one of
Smash
them
does it-
red glowing eyes.
The way Smash does it with Pikachu, it's like there's regular Pikachu and there's Pikachu with the party hat and then a
Huh?
Pikachu with the bandana.
That
you know?
sounds even fucking better. Give Scorpion a fucking party hat,
Party
dude.
hat.
That sounds tight. All right, now we're talking. Party hat, Scorpion, inbound. Okay. All right. So sounds cool. This is a pretty good transition over to some Mortal Kombat news. They recently showed, so Ed Boon, you know, he's like pulling on everyone's schlong on the Twitter, and he said in the next trailer we're gonna unveil 5 boom characters, right? They show the trailer, it's for story mode, all kinds of really fast things going on in the trailer. I just today, after seeing the trailer like a week ago, I just watched this breakdown video by 2 high-level nerds, and they were talking about every little thing that was shown in the trailer, and I missed quite a bit of it, actually. But it did show a lot of characters. In fact, people are saying more than 5. So some people are even speculating maybe Ed Boon miscounted. Like, you know, what's up with that? So then that came out, right? And people are trying to see all these characters that were in it. And we'll talk about each character at this point later. But one thing that's really interesting is after that, then there was more leaks. And they seem to have leaked a picture of Kenshi in the mobile version of Mortal Kombat 10. So that kind of tells you, like, all right, if he's in the mobile version, he must be in the non-mobile version. So that's confirming Kenshi in a way, right? Not confirming, but kind of speculating Kenshi. Then another leak comes out of pictures of Jax and his character model. Then we have a picture of Johnny Cage standing there. You can see his tattoo on his chest. It says Johnny Cage. So all these things coming out are kind of one by one confirming a list of characters that was leaked a while ago. And this list has a bunch of shit like Shinnok, Melina, Jax, Johnny Cage, Kenshi. A bunch of characters have been kind of leaked, and it's not confirmed yet if any of these are 100% or not, but it's kind of leaning in that direction. So, let's start at the top. We have the story mode trailer. Did you guys watch it, and what do you think? I don't think you said you watched it, Ricky, so you go first, Rip. What do you think of the story mode trailer? Go ahead.
No, yeah, I did a breakdown video too of the story mode trailer,
Oh, okay.
and this guy from the chat, I don't know if he's here now, Castel09 in Twitch. He's like a big MK guy. He always hits me up when MK news happens, and so he helped me break down the trailer. And like my list of characters that I saw was Takashi Takeda, who is Kenshi's son. He came out of MKX Comics. There's Jacqueline Briggs, who's the daughter of Jax, who debuted in MKX Comics. There's Kung Jin, who's a descendant of Kung Lao. And then, of course, Shinnok. Aaron Black, who's from the MKX Comics. Melina, Rain, Sindel, and Baraka.
Baraka?
So-
I didn't see that.
He is like, you know, Baraka has like that race of people, whatever.
Yeah, Klingons.
Baraka face peoples. Yeah, okay. So there's like a shot of them like way in the distance.
Yeah, I
somewhere.
saw that.
Brief. So anyway, those are the main people that were in the trailer, and so that was like 9, and Ed Boon said there was 5.
What
right?
about Rain? Rain's in the trailer too.
No, I did call him out.
Oh, okay,
I said
okay.
so that was one of my last. It's like
Okay.
Melina, Rain, Sindel.
Gotcha.
So these characters are in there, but I think a lot of it is just story mode, and I think especially because Ed Boon said there was only 5, I kind of believe him. I think that only 5 of these characters will actually be playable in the MKX game. As for the screenshot with Johnny Cage, Sonya, and Jax, it's interesting because in the latest MKX comic that comes out, Johnny Cage and Sonya are in there. Like they travel whatever to this other world shit and to get their daughter Cassie Cage. so they're definitely in the MKX comics as part of the storyline. And so, they might be playable characters or they might just be there for the story mode. But I think today or yesterday at GDC, one of the guys, Urbano, I think his last name is, this is from IGN, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not me just calling him out. IGN listed him as a developer who said that Johnny Cage was in the game and playable. And then in that interview with him, that thing got pulled from YouTube. So odds are he was telling the truth and they don't want people to know about it.
He got busted? Huh. Well, okay. Let's say that this list of characters is legit. Right now, I mean, it's looking pretty legit, right? All these different sources are coming out. All these different things are kind of pointing at it being legit. So it's definitely more legit than some random shit, It's a little bit more than random shit. I personally, based on this list of characters, am super disappointed. I don't know all that much about the new 3 characters, the ones you mentioned, Jax's daughter and whatever, who cares.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Aaron Black looks kind of cool. I like that character concept, looks kind of cool. But to me, if Johnny Cage is back and Jax is back and those 3 new characters are there and we have Cassie Cage and all the stuff that we already know about, I feel like the opportunity to create a very diverse cast kind of might be lost because there are a lot of human characters that don't have any kind of magical powers or anything interesting that really is out of this world in this cast. I mean, Kenshi is probably going to be fucking cool. I mean, even though I don't love the character design yet, I think I probably will like the character design because of the way next gen will make this character look really cool. But I don't know. I don't love it. I don't love the cast right now. It's missing a lot of components that I think are essential. Where's Shang Tsung? Where's Cabal? Where's these characters that we really like have where's fucking the robots, dude? Mortal Kombat with no robots is like, what is this? What is this shit?
I think the list is probably wrong.
You think the list is wrong?
I think a lot of it's going to be story mode. I think even Kenshi, and this is mainly because I read the MKX comics.
Mm-hmm.
And like Kenshi has a big part in the comics, and it's his son that's the playable character in the game now. And I think a lot of them might not. A lot of the human characters from the past may not be playable in this one. And Cassie Cage does play pretty different from Johnny Cage did.
Right.
So,
but I'm not talking about playstyle. I'm talking about wasting a slot with another human.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do that for a little bit for sure. But yeah, it's very strange that there's no robots because robots don't need to age. That's not gonna have a time lapse.
Yeah, where's
problem.
the robots? Where's Noob? Where's Noob Saibot? Where's Smoke? Where's fucking Smoke?
Smoke was pretty gray-haired, man. He might be dead.
There.
Smoke's hair was pretty gray in the last game. He's probably dead.
Yeah, he's a human, dude. Why do you want him in there?
I don't think he's a human. Is he a human?
He's a ninja, dude. He's a ninja. Like
you kept calling him Human Smoke.
Yeah, but he looks like a human. He's not like a regular old human though, right? Like that shoots a bow and arrow. That's the fucking dumbest shit. Bow and arrow? Bow and arrow? Are you serious? These guys are fucking breathing fire and taking souls, and we got some bow and arrow ass motherfucker in the game? That's whack.
You know what they might do, dude? Maybe they'll put all the characters we really want as the 4 characters in DLC, rather than have the DLC be like, oh, here's some new characters like Freddy Krueger and Predator, or whatever.
That's
maybe
a good
it'll be
idea.
4 characters that you want.
That is a good idea.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe just one of the characters, because there's only 4, right? So maybe it'll be like
Why do you
Predator
think there's
and 3
only
of the guys
4?
you wanted. That's what's announced in the DLC pack.
Oh, because they had 6 for Injustice, right?
Right, but they said 4.
Oh.
So far they've said 4.
It could be like a season thing where, the first one, Injustice was only supposed to have 3, right? At the beginning? Like, one season?
I don't know.
Couldn't you buy, like, a DLC pack early and then you got, like, 3 characters?
Yeah,
whichever
Scorpion,
the first 3 was.
Lobo, and Zatanna, and Batgirl.
No, there's the extra 3 right after that was Zatanna, Martian, and I don't remember the last guy.
Zod.
Yeah. So those are the last 3. And the first 3 were Scorpion, Lobo, and whoever the hell said Bat Chick is.
Yeah, I mean, potentially there could be even 8 more characters coming for all we know, but, I mean, that's way down the line. That'll be long after I've stopped playing Mortal Kombat forever. I'm just kidding. It depends. It depends on Finding Nemo. Okay. So I mean, personally, none of the characters that I like were in it. I mean, were shown. I would like to see even Baraka. I mean, and Baraka, it wasn't, as far as I knew, wasn't shown. So I don't know, a little bit disappointing, especially considering how dope everything else has been. But I'm sure that's only because I'm not personally interested in these characters, and maybe a bunch of people are like, "Damn, that's fucking tight," you know. So whatever.
I feel like the characters that they did reveal in the story mode at least sound like characters that are not necessarily like you have a bunch of them I think that are really popular like because
Melina is one that a
yeah because
bunch of weeboos will love that shit.
these characters have been in Mortal Kombat since at least Mortal Kombat 1 or 2, right? But then you got the bunch of the other ones I've never heard of, and I think those might be the playable ones because they're just showing the old ones to give the
Oh.
old guys something like oh sick that character's still in it somehow.
Tugging on your heartstrings is what you're saying. They're just showing you Rain, but they're not gonna let you play.
That's the
Rain.
reason why I think that when Ed Boon says there are 5 characters, I believe him, and I think that he made is
Intentional.
yeah exactly for us to talk about it like this and think which of those 5 are going
This
to be.
is orchestrated.
Yeah, of
Internet.
course.
This
Of
is
course.
orchestrated. So you guys think that this is all part. There was only 5 characters, but they intentionally showed like 100 characters in this trailer, and it's fucking Where's Waldo? Time to figure out. All the nerds are talking about it. Comment sections are going crazy. I think I saw fucking Elvis Presley in the background. He is playable. Okay, okay. I like your hypothesis more than anything because there's a chance for robots and smoke and shit. So hopefully you guys are right. Hopefully all these characters are not going to be filling up the roster with a bunch of bullshit like Johnny Cage and Jax. I mean, technically, just because there is a model of Johnny Cage doesn't mean he's going to be playable in the versus mode, which is what you guys are saying, right? He's just going to be a part of the story mode, is what you're saying.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, at GDC, that developer said that he's playable, and then that shit got pulled. So
That to me is pretty obvious. That to me is like, all right, he's in the game.
yeah.
Yeah, okay,
But,
Johnny Cage. I like Johnny Cage. Cool. Okay.
One other thing about the story mode trailer that I think also goes along with this hypothesis of them like only having 5 playables is that in there stuff that looks like in-game gameplay was only really shown for Takashi Takeda, Jacqueline Briggs, and Kung Jin.
I saw
The rest
that
of
too.
them were just like cutscene shit.
And when you say in-game gameplay, you mean fatality,
Like
X-ray, or whatever. Yeah.
Or even just like the 2D perspective,
right,
you know?
Right. Clearly, you can tell that these two are playing a fighting game. They're not in the middle of this weird environment in a cutscene. So, yeah, maybe you're right. I mean, historically, NRS and Ed Boon have been really big on the quarters behind your ear this whole time. You know, these like prestige tricks that they have. So I'm thinking that you guys are probably right about that. I'm thinking that that's all by design. They want all the nerds to be sucking each other's dicks, trying to figure out who's in, who's out. And hopefully, we'll get a really crazy cast of characters. I want them to like flex this like creativity they have going right now with these like new designs of old concepts. I mean, I don't know. I want it to be new and cool. Even the new characters. So initially, Ed Boon had said this is gonna be more new characters than we've ever had in an MK. But that didn't seem bad to me because the new characters that they showed were so weird. Devora is some weird thorax bitch, and then the big guy Tora Farah is like also a weird character, and then Kotal Khan also kind of funky. But now they're bringing out all these clowns that just look like they work at Yoshinoya. 3 other characters look like you could just order a beef bowl from these guys. What is this? These aren't Mortal Kombat characters. I want some dope shit.
Takeda, Takeda,
Takeda?
Takedo, dude.
Confirmed?
Yeah, dude. Tokido is gonna play Takeda. And
Tokido.
Awesome. But he looks the most interesting out of them. He looks like he's got like some rope shit and he like
Omega Red ropes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. And but Kung Jin, he looks like he might just be like, oh, you know what? We don't have a Green Arrow type of character in MK. Here's a Yoshinoya guy.
That's what I'm saying, man. That guy works at China Walk down the street. What's the big deal about this character? He's fucking got a bow and arrow. It's the dumbest shit. I don't know. I'm really like deflated because of that one.
Maybe he's gonna have like Nightwing, Nightwolf, Wolf Knight.
Where's that dude, man?
Green Arrow. Green Arrow is what you're talking about, right?
No, Nightwolf, the fucking
The
dude-
Indian, the Native
Indian guy.
American.
Yeah.
What about him?
Get a bow and arrow, right?
Oh yeah.
And an axe.
You're right.
Wait a minute, but isn't he already confirmed to be a descendant of someone?
Of Kung Lao.
So you're saying that maybe this is a Nightwolf character?
Well, not necessarily, but you
Could
know,
be.
I mean, just an idea. I kind of don't think they'd go in that direction, just because.
And that's another character, man. I'm so pissed off that Nightwolf's not in the game. There's so many fucking cool characters in Mortal Kombat. The list is like retarded, you know? And
But you know what? But if he said that there's gonna be more new characters in this game than any other Mortal Kombat, and I think about like back to like Mortal Kombat 3 to 4, like 4 was like almost an entire new cast. So I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised if a lot of the old characters don't come back. But it's
yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
of course.
you know, but like more like Descendants and all this other kind of stuff. And I hope the majority of the cast is new characters, just because it seems
Dude,
more
it's gonna
fun
make
that
like
way.
Third Strike.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
it's again, it's not that the characters are new that I'm kind of butthurt. It's that the characters are new and whack right now. We don't know that much about them, but they just look like regular old schmucks, as opposed to the first few new characters they showed. I mean, Devora, Ferratora, and Kotal Khan, they all look so like from other parts of the cosmos. These all come from a different planet. These characters,
Dude,
you know?
technically Cassie Cage is a new character, and you've seen her all along. You just didn't care because she was human looking.
That's right, and I don't want more Cassie Cages. Basically, that's what they did. They got Asian Cassie Cage, they got female black Cassie Cage, and they got 2 other Cassie Cages. You know,
Well,
like,
but I feel like there's probably a good portion of the scene that would want more human-looking characters. You know,
yeah, of course.
I think
of
there's
course.
like a little like idea of like being like David versus a Goliath type of thing, where you want to play just the normal-looking
Oh.
human person trying to fuck up Goro who has 4 arms and shit. You know,
Maybe that is, maybe there is a lot more to that point than I thought. So what if a bunch of human characters is to create like divides, almost like factions?
Faction.
Who gives a shit? Bring smoke and bring robots. Make it happen. I don't give a shit about factions
And
or
Noob.
humans or any of that junk. Yeah, Noob too. Man, I want all those characters back. I don't know. I knew this would happen. I just didn't think it would happen to the franchise's best characters. Obviously, in my opinion, but also in everyone else's opinion. I mean, that shit is tight, right? I mean, I don't know. How could you not have robots?
Oh, you know, another thing confirming Johnny Cage, the developer dude said that his brutality is one of his favorites.
God, okay, just say it like the game. Just like show
Yeah.
gameplay of him already. He basically
Well,
already
I hope that guy is not in too much trouble, whoever he is.
Yeah.
But
he's gonna start working with Slips.
damn. Okay, so that's that. Anything else with Mortal Kombat? And any more news? They haven't done another combat cast or anything, but you know, cool. Oh yeah, they show Scorpion and Sub-Zero unmasked in the trailer as well. That was kind of cool.
That's from the comics as well, by the way.
Are you reading the comics? Because it seems like you know a bunch about it.
Yeah. I read the first 8 or something.
Wow, that's cool.
And these comics are supposed to be based off of the Mortal Kombat X story, or
Yeah.
like-
The Mortal
Okay.
Kombat 10.
They did the same thing with
franchise.
Injustice too, by the way, and that comic is also really good. In that Injustice comic, Superman punched. I don't know if this happened in the game, but he punched his fist through Joker's body, like through his chest, and you could see
Oh,
his
they
fist
didn't-
come out the back.
Oh, they didn't show that, but it's like implied that he killed Joker. In a way.
So it's kind of like a
The
prequel.
game.
So like, if they do it the same way they did it with Injustice, then you're gonna get more of an understanding of the MKX story by reading the comics first.
Huh. Okay.
Oh yeah, you want a big spoiler? Can I give a big ass spoiler here?
What does that mean? Can you tell me what you mean by big ass spoiler?
I'll type it in the Skype chat.
Why don't you type it in the chat?
Because that's the spoiling it for
Spoiler,
everybody.
Well, you're not gonna spoil it for me. I'm not gonna read that shit.
I'll read it. Well, what does that have to do with Mortal Kombat? Sorry for type it.
How do you have a
I typed
spoiler
it.
that I don't have? For what game?
Duh!
What?
That's a huge spoiler.
Right? I want to say it.
I
Can I
don't
say it's
see
in the
it.
comics?
Where is it?
Wait,
How,
Good
who
one.
gives a shit, man? Is that really something someone cares about? Boo! Goro's arms get ripped off in the comic. Who cares?
Like Kotal Khan.
They already talked about that in a video I saw. I guess like I saw a video talking about it, and like I guess like they're thinking Goro might have like robotic arms or some shit.
Ooh.
You know?
Yeah,
Who
they never
knows?
actually showed him outside of that little CG thing,
Yeah,
so
but he's
we don't
got
even know.
CG punches.
Yeah, the knuckle salad.
Story,
He's like
that's story
cracking him.
mode Goro. Damn, he's gonna have the Jax arms in the real game. That'll be crazy.
Maybe Goro is Jax. Maybe they're the same guy now. Who knows?
Whoa! Did you see Jax's nipple? By the way, that was crazy. Why's it all
No.
quiet?
I haven't seen it.
Dude, you gotta look at it.
Just one of them?
Dude, look
Which
at it.
one? He has
When
two.
you see it, you'll
I'll
know.
know.
You'll
I'll know. Okay.
Are they like? No, never mind.
Okay, all right. Full stop to that conversation with the nipple. Yeah, I remember the first time I played Tekken Tag 2 on arcade cabinet. Marduk's nipple really
Yeah,
took my breath
remember
away.
that.
Marduk's nipple took my breath away. All right. What do you guys say? Does that wrap it up? Do we have anything else to cover? I'm getting real hungry.
I gotta take a
There's
deuce.
some tournament stuff, right? SoCal Regionals.
Oh yeah, that's fucking.
That's
too
gonna take like
long.
an hour.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk about that later. SoCal Regionals announced its games along with its venue or some other shit. Make sure you check that out. SoCal Regionals has a bunch of games and via
Basically, any
always-
game that you play is probably there except for Virtua Fighter.
and Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
Soul Calibur and Virtua Fighter got the dick. Damn.
Yeah, but you
3D
know,
fighters,
you,
man. You know how it is.
you know who didn't get the dick? Fucking
Dead or-
Gundam.
Dead
How
or
the fuck
Alive?
did Gundam not get this fucking the guillotine, but Soul Calibur did?
You know what's funny too? I saw that list, right? So I'm looking at it through my phone, and I looked at it and I was like, oh, there's no Tekken. I literally thought there was no Tekken. So I'm looking, I'm like, oh, well, that's not a big surprise. Whatever, I didn't care. And I kept looking at the games. I'm like, how the fuck did Gundam make it? How the fuck did Dead or
Yeah.
Alive make it over Tekken? And I was like, oh, there it is. It's like way in the corner.
Yeah, Tag 2 is going to be there. That's cool. Do you guys remember the late Tekken 6 tournaments at SoCal Regionals? They were like Tekken Tim would win them and shit. You guys remember that? Like when Tekken 6 was real old and nobody wanted to spend $50 to enter.
Oh, I thought those were like that other dude's tournament.
Yeah, but those are
Revelations.
also SoCal Regionals. Remember at the Proud Bird? SoCal Regionals was at the Proud Bird.
Was it? I don't
Yeah.
remember that.
Anyway.
Could have
whatever.
happened.
Well, one thing's guaranteed: Tekken Tim will not win this SoCal regional.
Well, you never know. Who's going to take it from him? Ricksta?
Ricky.
Now you know, Runner Black's gonna be there.
Oh, yeah, good point. It's closer to San Diego.
Mhm.
Okay. Any other topics
Lion's
that
Den?
we're forgetting? Oh yeah, Lion's Den apparently is doing real well, as especially after last week on the podcast. Word on the street is that they pushed it from a 64-man cap to a 128-man cap. So
And a couple of days ago, I think 2 days ago, he said that over 100 people had signed up. So if you're planning to go,
boom.
you got to get in now.
And if you want us to have you on the podcast for your tournament, send over the dinero this direction and we'll make it happen, if you know what I mean. Pushing your caps to double. Impressive. Okay. Everybody check that out, Lion's Den. Don't forget, Real Menace is the stream, and it's going to be cool. There's a lot of stuff going on for that. Also, there are a bunch of other tournaments that are coming up. Northwest Majors is one of them. We talked
Final
about
round,
Final
obviously.
Round, of course. And
CEO is gonna happen
when is
sometime
that?
June, I think.
Oh,
It's
that's
usually-
way later.
Yeah, it's usually in June though. It's always like the pre-Evo, you know.
You know, they also hit me up from this tournament called Combo Breaker, which I guess is like the new UFGT. And that we're trying to figure out getting me out there for that tournament too. So
Oh.
I'm super excited about that too. And in the thing it said like, you know, lodging, flight, and food, and I'm thinking that must
Damn,
mean
girl.
hot dogs, right? Chicago dogs?
When is that tournament?
April 24th or something like that.
So that's after Mortal Kombat comes out.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat is there, I
Whoa.
think. So
Yeah.
It makes sense for a tournament called Combo Break. I would hope Mortal Kombat's there.
yeah, well, you know,
That's
I
not
guess
Killer
Combo Break.
Instinct
I guess
tournament.
obviously it's a Killer Instinct tournament, but who gives a shit?
nice observation there. Well, I mean, it is in Chicago, and you know they're real big on. First of all, the game's developed there, Mortal Kombat, and secondly, they have the Galloping Ghost Arcade there, which sponsors a lot of Mortal Kombat players and Injustice players. So, you know, I don't know. We'll see. I'm learning more as the days go by, but there are definitely a lot of tournaments in the on the horizon, and I'm personally gonna try my best to make it out to as many as I can, as far as 2015 goes, that's what I want to do. I haven't really done a lot of it ever, so I'm gonna try to do that.
Cool.
Okay, go ahead and plug your stuff, boys. If you would, please go ahead, Ricky.
Follow me Twitter, Twitch. That's it. Rick Steezy, 3 E's.
Yeah, it's Rick Steezy with 3 E's.
And hopefully I'll stream soon. I got a problem though.
Oh,
You gotta use
your
the bathroom?
refrigerator?
Yeah.
Tell him the problem. He
What's
doesn't
the
know
problem?
I'll save that for later.
Damn, this your bitch
Whoa.
calling? Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
It's an easy bitch calling.
Okay, what do you say, Rip?
All right, you guys can check out my YouTube channel and Twitch channel at Level Up Your Game. The YouTube channel we just put up, and by we I mean me. I just put up the strong style videos.
Mhm.
Harris has one as well. Oh, what happened to the rest of yours? Didn't you do a bunch of them, Harris?
Yeah, they're all uploaded. I just have to publish them on YouTube.
Okay, yeah.
There
So
was
I mean,
4.
yeah, and so we've put up there's probably a total of 10 right now, strong style videos that are going to be up on a combination of our YouTube channels very shortly.
Hey, have you talked to Bronson about this shit or what? Are we gonna go over there or what?
Mm.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll sort that out, I guess, at some point. But they're slowly starting to leak out of NorCal's butthole, and we're starting to get a few matches at least. It's real casual, kind of in the middle of the night. For me, he was just like, I was in the middle of training for Onimusha Nationals when he just dropped it on me. I'm like half asleep and shit. So. It's pretty cool though. I mean, I had fun watching him. Go ahead. What's on your mind?
No, I just want people to know that these aren't the polished videos that people are expecting. And a lot of people get confused when they see it. They're like, these are the strong style videos we waited a year and a half for.
My webcam in the bottom corner.
Exactly.
So everyone I think is asking for one particular match, and Bronson's like, that's on the finished product. You guys are not going to see that shit until we release the final product. So everyone waiting for Princess Link and just
go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Just
wait. Just wait a little bit, I guess.
A little bit. What?
a little bit longer.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, well, internet, that's happening. Lots of stuff's happening. Wonky is always hard at work with all this info that's coming out of Japan and being translated. I mean, we would be totally in the dark. I mean, we wouldn't know shit. So really, really huge thanks to Wonky for always supporting the scene and just being a very important part of the community. And of course, like these boys mentioned, level up your game, as well as Rick Steezy on Twitch and Twitter and YouTube and all that stuff. Go ahead, boys. You guys want to do some bitch callings? Are you guys ready to roll? I don't even think I have one. So you guys go first, and I'll think of mine.
You're off the show.
I know. Fuck.
Rep, you or me?
You can go first.
All right.
I've got 2, I think.
Mine is Aver Media, and they've been, this is my capture card, right? The Live Gamer Portable, and it's been serving me well. I think I had it since it released, so it's been almost 3 years, I think. But one day, this thing decided to stop working, and I looked online, trying to figure out what's wrong with it, and there's no real conclusive answer. It's all just kind of giving me bullshit, reinstall your drivers, which I did. I also tried plugging this into another computer just to see if it was my computer's problem, which is not. It's this problem, right? And the only fix that I found was to put this in the freezer for 20 minutes.
Whoa, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and so, at this point, I was like, well, it's not working, right? So, fuck it.
Let me try it.
Put it in the freezer for 20 minutes. I plugged it back in, and it worked. The freezer...
Do you know why?
I don't fucking know.
Rip, you're a technician. Why does that work? Enlighten the rest of us.
Probably because it's cold. Things, they shrink when they get cold. So the connection, there might be a broken connection or something, and it gets fridged when it gets colder.
Well, I mean, apparently it's a common problem, and the freezer trick worked for a little bit, but it's anytime, if this thing loses a little bit of power, I gotta go back in the freezer for another 20 minutes.
Wow, that's some ghetto ass shit.
Yeah, so the reason why I haven't been streaming, I've been wanting to stream, but it's just this thing stopped working on me. So I'm in the market for a new capture card. If anyone has any deals, let me know so I can put this thing in the freezer forever.
Hook a brother up for sure. Of course, that reminds me, BL, he's always streaming after the podcast. You guys can check him out too. Twitch.tv/BL. He's weird. You'll like it. You'll like it. He's
He always starts his stream off with some deals for which he scours the internet for, so
That's
definitely
cool.
he's got that.
Okay, go ahead. Rip.
I forgot one of them.
Damn. Are you high? Man, we don't fucking like drugs around here. You know how I feel
I
about
know.
fucking potheads. You know how I feel about potheads.
They're so fat.
Scum. They're so fat. Well, not all the time. They're
Oh, I
working
remember
on
what it
it.
is. I got it. Okay, so I've been streaming League of Legends a lot lately, and it's something I do just it's late at night, and like usually I would play it and I just wouldn't stream it, right? So it's not a big deal to me. I'm not like taking it super serious. I'm just like, yo, hopefully somebody will show up in the chat and teach me why I suck, right? So that's what I've been doing. And there's so many people who come in there and they go like, and they tell me like, yo, stop playing League, play Tekken, and I'm like, what? And anyone who says that to me, all you guys are bitches, because like you're telling me that you played this game that no one else gives a shit about, in the fighting game scene, and you're okay with that. But if I play a game that you don't like, that I'm not allowed to play that. Like, get the fuck out of here. So those guys are bitches. And separate from that, the guys, the other guy who is a major bitch, a much bigger bitch, in fact,
Ooh.
is you know, when he came onto the scene, I thought he was a really cool guy. He was like 14 years old or something, and I was like, wow, this kid is getting good at Tekken. But nowadays, it's like he grew up, and all of a sudden, like he sees what's that other new 14-year-old's name? Starts with a C.
I don't know who you're
Cade
talking
Roberts.
about.
Cade Roberts, right?
Okay, Cade
Cade Roberts comes in the scene now, and he's like, he's like a total child. And this other guy now, he used to be 14, now he's like an old guy. He went to college already and shit. He's like a super genius. But, he feels like he's missed out on his childhood, so now he's become a child, right? So this Speed
What?
Kicks guy is a total child and a total bitch.
Whoa.
I went into his stream last week, and, he was doing like a fundraiser for Lions Den. He wanted to go compete, whatever, right? This was right after we had the show.
Mhm.
And, he had just started. He was up to like, $65 or whatever. And, he wanted like 1,300. He had a long way to go, just the beginning of the day. And I get in there, and so I see it, and I was like, hey, man, if you make the donation goal, could you please give it to Anakin? Because I'd prefer someone who could win. And I wrote, and I put a Kappa face at the end of it.
Mhm.
I don't usually do that because everyone knows I'm trolling anyway.
Mhm.
And he straight up banned me from the chat. Not timed out. I am banned from SpeedKick's chat forever.
Wow.
Right? I'm like, okay, whatever, right? So he's a total bitch. SpeedKick's a bitch. That's it. I mean, what happened to the 14-year-old Speedkicks? The one that I invited on Bread and Butter to teach everyone Horong, and I thought he was such a cool guy. And now he's like Cade Roberts now, except he's like 4 years older than Cade Roberts. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Rip beefing with teenagers.
You guys should settle it at the fucking jungle gym.
Yeah,
Like, man.
be behind the monkey bars, bitch.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
Oh my God! Hold on, there's more.
Oh shit.
then-
But wait, there's more.
But wait, and then on Facebook, of course, someone at the troll account goes on and says like, "What do you guys think are top 5 in USA in Tag 2, whatever?" And so then people start saying like, whatever. People start getting butthurt, and Speedkicks comes in there and just goes off on this mini rant about how, top 5 or how tournament results don't matter, and like he considers himself top 5 in the USA. So for that, Speedkicks is also a bitch.
Well, oh god, there's so much there. There's so much there. But I'll tell you this. You remember the Strong Style incident, right? If you had seen the look on Speedkicks' face that I saw, those eyes that looked up at me and they looked like anime eyes, the way they twinkled, he looked up at me and the way the sun hit that guy's eyes, I thought, man, this guy is a bitch. I mean, how could someone be so devastated over one loss? I lost to Tekken Tim at Strong Style, and I was ready to put a fucking gun in my mouth, but I didn't look like that guy. I didn't have anime eyes. I went outside, I put a cigarette in my mouth, and I set that shit on fire. That's what I did. You gotta just, don't get so butthurt, I mean, really, it's easier said than done because it's real easy to get butthurt. People talk a lot of shit, and internet, believe it or not, the worst things that you could say about a fucking human have been said about me. So it's a lot easier for me to say this than other people. Other people are not as weathered. But really, you should really ignore all this shit. The random rips that pop into your chat room and tell you that you're no good and Anakin should go. You know how many of those motherfuckers are in my chat room? Show them, internet. Tell these guys how you think my skills are. Talk about my skill levels, okay, for 1 minute, and you'll see what I'm dealing with every day. You can't let it get to you. If you let it get to you, your butt has feelings. If your butt has feelings, you know what happens. So, I mean...
Butt gets hurt?
You get butt hurt. And that's the last thing you want. When you're fucking in a community filled with rips and a bunch of schmucks like these guys in the chat room, you don't... Look at this mouth he's opening over there. What's up?
No, I just remembered there's another one.
Go ahead.
That Australia tournament happened.
Why not?
Right? Knee and Sodam, whatever. And Speed Kicks went in that he talked something about collusion with the Korean finals, whatever, right? Or winners final side. And then, like, all the Australian guys got all hella pissed and started calling Speed Kicks a bitch in that chat. So he's getting worldwide bitch recognition. It's crazy.
He's never done me wrong. I like
him.
him.
I know.
But then again, I like... And no, Running Black did me wrong, and he's a piece of shit. For
no,
sure.
no. That's not what you said before that happened.
Before that, yeah. Well, it's only until someone fucks up,
God.
you know, is what I'm saying. Like, you know, I don't hate someone before they fuck with me. But after they do, sure. And you know who has never fucked with me? Fighting GM. He's never fucked with me, not once. He's always been cool. Every time I've seen him, he's been cool. Handshake, what up? Let's talk shit about people. And it was fun, you know? So I don't know.
I agree with that.
Yeah, you know,
GM's always been cool with me.
Yeah, he's cool, whatever.
No, you know, hold on. One thing though, Rip, you like to troll a lot, and the real life troll you did, not even like troll, but you know how like you like to egg people on sometimes and just kind of, you know, like you poke fun and a little bit too much sometimes, especially when they're kind of already down. Like all you said to Speed Kicks at Strong Style. Maybe this was like 20 minutes after he got off the dirt, you know, from the fetal position and came inside and started to, you know, be a part of the Tekken community again, but he hasn't said a single word. You just walked up to him and you just said, like, something like, "So Princess Ling, huh?"
Yeah.
And come on, did you remember his face?
I remember his face. I do.
His face was just like this.
He looked like an Asian guy. Fuck, that sounds rough.
He was so. I literally don't think he said much.
He didn't say a word to me for like 5 minutes. He didn't even smile or anything.
You know,
I don't think he smiled the rest of the weekend. So
the moral of the story really is, and you know, Speed Kicks is gonna watch this. He's gonna get all butthurt. But really, you know, the answer is you can't get butthurt. You'll lose. If you get butthurt, you'll lose. You don't want to lose. Nobody likes losing. So
that was part of my thing too. When I said that and he banned me, I was like, this guy wants to go to a foreign country and think that they're not going to root against him and get him butthurt. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude.
Get him butthurt.
Yeah, they're going to hurt his butt. His butt is ready to get hurt. You know, that's the problem. Go ahead. You got more?
And just no. For the record, though, I think he's probably better than me at tag 2. Like, well, you know, that's fine. You know, like...
Yeah. I don't think many people would argue. Right?
Exactly.
That doesn't mean I don't think you could beat him in tournament, though. Which, by the way, Speed Kicks, hella does matter. I mean, who gives a fuck if you're good in your city block? Who gives a shit? Nobody gives a shit about that.
That's the thing about all these new school players, right? Like, they're all like, oh, no, yeah, Speed Kicks is top 5 in the USA, you know, because I've watched him play on the internet, and... Yeah. He's fucking amazing.
Exactly. You know, the best fucking swimmer in the world isn't Michael Phelps. It's my fucking brother's dog's girlfriend. He's fucking hella good. You know, like,
you should see him in my bathtub.
Yeah, in my bathtub. Exactly. He does laps around the bathtub like crazy. I promise. Let's do a fundraiser to send him to Afghanistan. I mean, dude. You know, let's face it. The reason we have tournaments is to quantify things. Even a money match doesn't mean shit. A tournament is written in history. It's written in history. Evo champion, final round champion. You look back and you think this is the winner. This is the best of the best. You know, it's not a tickling competition. It's a tournament match. These are my opinions. If you think that there is some other method of gathering skill, then whatever. You can subscribe to that weird Church of Speed Kicks. But to me and to the rest of the fighting game scene, it's about results, dude. It's about results. You get sponsored and flown out. If you get first, your sponsor's sucking your dick. If you get 39th, your sponsor's like, fuck off. you're whack. You know?
Yeah,
I
your
mean,
sponsor doesn't give a shit that you beat, Core
yeah,
for $5 in the
yeah,
first
get
two
out of
in
here.
a money match. They don't
Hell
give a
no.
shit about that. They want to see you make top 8 at Evo so that their 3 letters can be right behind your name.
Yeah, money matches only matter to the two people that are in them. That's all they matter. I mean, to these two people at that moment, someone was able to win. I see other people in the chat saying if money matches don't matter, whatever, whatever. They don't matter because they're like fucking street, like it's like a house poker game. It's like, okay, sure, let's pretend like this is a tournament match by putting money on the line and making us try. And even then, you can have assholes be like, whatever, I'm rich, who gives a fuck? Fuck you. Like it doesn't mean anything. Tournament matters. That's the end of that, in my opinion, at least.
Strong Style won. Sho won the tournament from Japan. Sho, right? That's the name. Yeah, and then afterwards, I money matched him when I was not even that good, and I beat him in a money match. I'm like, does that mean I want Strong Style?
Yeah,
Hell no. No
yeah,
one cares. No
rip
one
one
remembers that.
strong style. Fly this guy
Boom.
to Taiwan. Okay, cool. Anyway, on the topic of you mentioning how people were telling you to play Tekken, yeah, those people are bitches too. I agree. Because, I mean, it sucks, dude. It's crazy. Now that I'm streaming all this other weird shit, people are saying when I play Tekken, they're like, when are you going to play Max Payne, dude? What is this shit? And, I'm starting to realize that, unfortunately, that's just the way it's going to work. You just have to ignore them. It's a real dick thing to do, if you ask me. It's a real dick thing to do, to go into someone's chat room where he's having fun and he's putting on a show for everyone else who is having fun, and to tell them, hey, don't have fun. Play what I want to play. But I'm going to be a fucking bitch and not play it myself. I'm just going to go around and tell other people to play it. I'm not going to stream it. I'm just going to go into other people's chat and tell them to stream it because I'm a bitch. You're a bitch. And you know it. You don't need us to tell you. If you walk around saying when's Tekken, you're a bitch. And you know it. You know it. You know it.
Do they know it?
They don't know shit.
Chat, you know it.
You know it.
Right?
Fuck you. You don't know fucking